Good morning and welcome to today's class. Today's class is on physics and we shall be looking at the topic scalars and vectors. Some of you must have been agitating or waiting to see when I'm going to drop a video on scalars and vectors. And here we have it. If you are one of those preparing for be it WAEC, JAM, or whatever exams you are preparing for, I think this lecture video is for you. So we shall be looking at scalars and vectors as it concerns sciences. Now, what do you understand by the term scalars? What is scalar quantities, or what do you understand by vector quantities? Scalar quantities can be described as those quantities that have only magnitude, while vector quantities are said to be quantities that have both magnitudes and direction. So I will be discussing scalar quantities first, after which we'll look at vector quantities. So just like I said, scalar quantities are those quantities that have only magnitude and no direction. Examples of scalar quantities, we have mass, we have temperature, we have distance, we have time, speed, energy. All these are referred to as scalar quantities. Scalar quantities in the sense that they have only magnitude but no direction. When we get into physics, vector quantities, you will then understand what I meant by them having both magnitude and direction. So scalar quantities have only magnitude, no direction. For example, you may have something like 75 centimeter cube or 75 liters of water. It has only that magnitude, which has to do with liters, okay? And there is nothing to specify in what direction it is going on. So I've given you examples of scalar quantities. Now, let's take some of the features of these scalar quantities. One, we said scalar quantities, it does not include direction. It has only magnitude, which has to do with the quantity of that particular thing you are measuring. It includes only one-dimensional quantity. If it is kilogram, it is kilogram. If it is centimeters cube or centimeter square, it is centimeter square. You will not see something like kilogram per meter square. Okay, so it has only one dimensional quantity. That is what we meant by that. Number three, it changes with change in magnitude. That is to say, if you are dealing with a lower magnitude, for example, 2 liters of maybe diesel or of fuel, and it now increases to 15 liters, then the magnitude will also rise, or it will also decrease with the change in magnitude. Number four, features of scalar quantities. We have it that scalar quantities can divide another scalar quantity. Okay, one scalar quantity can divide another scalar quantity. For example, if you are talking about division of liters by liters, okay, they must be of the same unit. And examples of scalar quantities include speed, distance, time, and whatever, temperature, all whatnot. We have so many examples of scalar quantities that we have. Now, also, the rules of ordinary algebra can be applied for combining scalar quantities such that scalars can be added, subtracted, or multiplied in the same way as numbers. So, just like I said, you can add two scalar quantities together. 3 centimeters to be added to another 3 centimeters, it gives you 6 centimeters. Or you can say 3 centimeters divided by 2 centimeters, and you have it to be 1.5 centimeters. Okay. However, I said the operation of the scalar can only be possible for the quantities with the same measurement unit. So if you are multiplying two scalar quantities together, they must be of the same unit. It's either they are in liters, or they are in degrees Celsius, or they are having just the same unit. You cannot divide centimeters by kilograms, okay, and expect it to still be a scalar quantity. No. All right. So that is that on scalar quantities. So let's look at vector quantities.